everyone, it's me, Cupid83. As promised, this is a review for my Ballerina doll's Prince / the Nutcracker doll. He is part of the My Ballerina doll line. I have reviewed Clara Marie and the Snow Queen. The Snow Queen was a 2016 release along with this guy, so definitely check those out if this line is brand new to you. It's definitely an interesting line and one to keep your eyes on. So this is the box that the prince comes in. I already took him out of the packaging already, which is why he's kind of flopping around in there. But this is really nice quality packaging. The designs are just so pretty. I think this would be like perfect wallpaper. Just have this design on wallpaper. I think that would be adorable. On the back, you'll see it is striped. We have a nice little window here, so when he is strapped into his box, you can see his handsome face here. But we're gonna take him out of this box. If you didn't watch my other reviews, as I said in them, you may want to keep the packaging for accessories, outfits, even craft supplies, because it's a nice quality box. So let's get the Prince / Nutcracker out. So when you take him out of the box originally, or when he arrives to you, he'll actually arrive with his Nutcracker head on, like this. And it's super weird looking. I can't lie, it's just very strange. But it's very easy just to take this off. But we're gonna talk about this for a moment here. This is made of plastic. It fits his head very securely. I do think you should maybe only keep it on his head when you are playing him as the Nutcracker, because I wonder what this would do to his face if you just left it on there. I would not leave this on his face if you're keeping him in storage or if he's on display somewhere, just because there are bits where this does touch his vinyl, and that always kind of scares me when you put like a rubbery vinyl on another kind of vinyl. You just never know how it'll react. So this is his Nutcracker head. Looks pretty cool. Nice, high quality, very similar to the Nutcracker that Clara Marie had. Like, the accessories in this line are always more high quality than I would expect them to be. So we're gonna take this off. The Prince is 22 inches tall, also made of vinyl and hard plastic. He has a different body than, obviously, Clara Marie and the Snow Queen. This is the first male doll the line has put out, so it's an interesting companion to the other ones that they have released. So the thing about this guy is he has such an anime look to him. It's fantastic. He looks like he stepped out of an anime, which is one of the reasons why, like, every time I look at him, I just want to like redress him as Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. I just think he has that look to them just due to his like anime style face. It's fantastic. Now his outfit is okay. It's not fantastic. I do want to warn you though, this blue fabric, while it looks really nice, does have the ability to stain his limbs. I took him out of the box and already, just from the box alone, he has some blue marks right here on his arm. So I may, you know, you may want to consider redressing him, or maybe putting some protective something or other on his body and then redressing him in his original outfit. Just because there's a lot of blue here, and there's also a lot of red, which also can stain. It's kind of like a velour-y type material that they used on his outfit. Same goes with his pants. I really love his shoes though. Like, I think his boots are really, really cool. It's like a faux leather kind of look to them. They're laced up in the back, which are probably, this is probably a huge pain to relace, but I think they look amazing. He has a blonde wig here. It's a nice wig. It's still not the most high quality wig out there, but there aren't any weird bald spots or anything. It's not the softest of wigs. You definitely will have some flyaways, but like I said, he's wigged. It means you can always re-wig him if this wig bothers you. And for the price of these, this is a fine wig. Let's see what he can do with his arms. So it looks like he can do some, you know, basic ballet poses. I'm not well versed in the poses of like that male ballerinas do, so hopefully some of these work. He can move his arms pretty well. He's probably also, yeah, he's also double jointed. Same goes with this arm. He has his unique face or fingers that are molded slightly differently than the girl dolls. He can balance, as you can see right here. His arms or his legs have the same sort of jointing. I bet he has that hip joint. He has the ankle joint. He has a knee joint. He has the hip joint. He has a joint in his, we'll lower his arms here. He has a joint in his torso, like right here, that will assist him in turning. Now his outfit's kind of slippery, so as I'm trying to move him, it's his outfit that's moving, as opposed to like his body here. But there is a joint. It's just his outfit keeps moving it. You could see it there. So because he is wigged, we're gonna see what's under his wig. A surprising discovery with the Snow Queen was that she had a head cap, whereas Claire Marie did not have a head cap. So we're gonna see what is under this guy's wig as well. There's probably gonna be some Velcro, probably too much Velcro. Let's see. Let's see. There you go. There's no Velcro in there. What does this say? This just has some Chinese characters on the inside of the wig. So I can't tell what brand they used for it. Okay, so we'll see he has all of his Velcro here. And this is the heart thing that I mentioned in the Snow Queen review. See, there's this little heart. I'm just gonna move this piece of Velcro because it's in the way of spinning his head. There's this little heart right here. So part of it's on the top of his head cap, part of it's, you know, the other portion of his neck, which can spin. If it's like this, the head cap probably won't come off. And this also says 2014 Fairy Lily, so apparently Fairy Lily is the person that worked on the mold. So we'll take his head cap off. Definitely smells like vinyl. He actually smells more vinyl-y than the girls do. We have in here his eyes, which are glued into his head. So there's really no reason for you to need to take his head cap off unless you want to unglue his eyes and give him new ones. If you do that, don't blame me if it doesn't work. I just wanted to show you that there is a head cap and that the eyes are glued in. But if it does work for you, definitely let me know. To place this head cap back in, you'll just put it in like so. It's kind of like a puzzle. And then just for good measure, turn the top so the hearts don't align. So it's kind of like an off-center heart then. So again, there's a whole lot of Velcro on his head. They probably could have done with 1 or 2 pieces, maybe just 1 piece. I'm gonna try to get this back on without messing everything up, which is not gonna happen. So I'm gonna take this bit of Velcro off. And I'm gonna take this bit of Velcro off. And I'm gonna take this bit of Velcro off. So now we just have the back and the top of the head. So his head also turns, by the way, I forgot to mention, does all the same angles in which the girl would. And for the sake, because it's the first doll, the first boy body, I will take off some of this stuff and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I have taken off his clothing partially, and you can see that there are some like specks of glossiness on his chest here. So you'll see like most of this is matte except for some of the glossy bits here. There's also a glossy bit on his face. I don't know if that has anything to do with the outfit or what, but this is that joint I was talking about in his torso. So you can kind of bend him forward and back. It looks like this guy likes to naturally sit forward on that joint. But it does twist. It looks a little awkward though when it twists, so just keep that in mind. But he's wearing clothing most of the time, so you'd never notice it under the clothing. It looks like under his pants here, he does have undies on. And a big thing with BJDs is that they're usually anatomically correct. I've taken slightly more of his clothing off. I don't plan on going any further than this because I don't want to have to put 5,000 layers back on him. But you will see here, this is what he looks like. Ballerina boy here. So we checked the girls just to see if they were anatomically correct, and apparently they are actually anatomically correct, the girls. And this must be this company's interpretation of an anatomically correct male. That's a little bit about the prince. The pros for him, I think, are definitely the face mold. I think the face mold is really cool looking. I think that has a lot to do with the anime aesthetics to this face mold. It just looks like he stepped out of an anime, which to me is fantastic. I also love the Nutcracker head, which, like I said, is not something I'd keep on him forever, but it's definitely a nice little prop to play with. I think they thought the costume out well. I don't think I love the fabric choices just because it is harder to move some of his points of articulation with the velour, just because that tends to move over at the joint. But it's definitely a well thought out concept. Also, like I said, I love the boots. The boots are fantastic. They're just very, very cool. As far as cons go, I definitely think that as the company grows, they should look at higher quality wigs. Just something that is less like, I don't know, stiff, something softer maybe, something that doesn't have as many flyaways. I also think for this particular doll, they have to look at the fabric. You'll definitely want to just keep an eye on the blue fabrics and the red fabrics and make sure they don't stain anything. And there's also like under the little spots on the torso, the glossy spots, like they almost looked dirty, but I think it was just like glossy bits of, you know, the vinyl. They'll probably want to keep an eye on that too. I didn't notice it so much on the girls, but this guy tends to have a lot of that. Thankfully, his clothing covers it. But that is the prince. Let me know what you think of the prince in the comment area. I, like I said, think he kind of has a bit of a Howl look going with him from Howl's Moving Castle, so definitely I want to see if I can find clothing that kind of fit that and he can cosplay as Howl. But let me know what you think of the prince. Are you going to pick one of these guys up? What do you think of the My Ballerina doll line? Share your thoughts in the comment area. And definitely check out the other reviews I did for these if you're brand new to this topic, because it's worth taking a peek at. They're pretty affordable. They look like BJDs. They're posable. And they're actually getting more and more customizable with the wig, and the fact that this one in particular and the Snow Queen have a head cap. Which means that customizers who are brave might want to consider one of these guys, because if, you know, I'm sure there's some tricks and tips that they could figure out to even make these more customizable than they are off the bat. So that's it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Good job, Shannon. Do you want to go? Woo! Let's see you, Shannon.